Hello everyone and welcome to Nerds with Dice. Today we will be playing Riff's Ballad of Fates. Of course, as usual, Tuesdays are when our week starts with this show, Riff's Ballad of Fates. Wednesdays, hopefully returning soon, is at 1 p.m. EST, Kingdom Hearts, Dreams of Nobody with the Bardic Knock and crew. Thursdays is Beyond the Void at 8 p.m. EST, and Fridays is Millennium Nights Turbo Jungle at 8 p.m. EST. And one quick reminder that we do have merch now. You can go check that out by following the link in the chat, or if you're watching the VOD later, you can head over to the Nerds with Dice Twitch page and find the links for everything in the bio. And just a little warning for everybody, season 2 is going to be coming to an end here kind of soon, at the end of April, and we are going to be taking a break for May, and then be back in June, hopefully with some exciting stuff. And speaking of exciting stuff, Kevin, are you ready for show us Lockhinge?
One moment. Something.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
I just need to. There we go. All right. Hi, everybody. There you are. Welcome to Rifts. Rifts is a world where the world exploded a couple hundred years ago, with magic erupting, taking out most of the world, and this is humanity trying to find its way back amidst the beings that came through from other places, other times, other worlds. It's a kitchen sink setting, if you've ever heard of it. So,
quick question, Kevin. Do you have your Google tab muted, like the site muted? Because you're not showing up.
No, if you can hear me, I mean, I'm coming through the
I can hear you, but your captions aren't showing up, and I don't know why.
Turn on captions? I don't know. I just turned on captions on my end. I don't know if that matters.
Doesn't. Huh. I don't know.
Well,
okay.
You refresh the page.
Oh, now you're muted.
Now I'm not muted.
Okay.
Now you're not muted.
Oh,
there we go. Now it's working.
So, welcome everybody. tonight on Rift, the group is headed to Lockhinge to meet with, to see what's up with that. On their way back from a little town in Clarksville, wasn't Clarksville, it was Charleston, West Virginia, where they exploded a factory and destroyed the social fabric of the town.
When you put it like that, it sounds terrible.
The social fabric of the town was based around doppelgangers, so you know.
You could just add "in a good way" at the end of anything that you say, and like it's totally fine. Like, and then they burned a priest in a good way, and
He wasn't a priest.
Good.
He was not a priest.
He wasn't.
Oh,
he was a
like a
pretend
mage?
mystic.
Like a healer, right? He was the healer, wasn't he?
Pretend.
Pretend. Yeah.
Okay. They burned a
doppelganger of a healer.
Yes. We dealt a major blow to the Night Lord who wants to invade our, territory. We're saving the world.
We're saving the world. We'll just keep saying that.
Okay. So, let's go around and introduce ourselves, starting with Peppermint.
Hi, yes, I am Nerdy Teddy, and I will be playing Peppermint, our nature mage / healer.
Starissa, we haven't discussed how you'd like to introduce yourself, but go for it.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'll be playing Starissa. Starissa is going to be a friend of Jetta's that's been sent to help the team.
Awesome. Okay, Kid.
Hello, I am Evan. I will be playing Krogahel Kid, a blacksmith on a mission.
And Freya.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I play Freya, who is a human spy, but she's also a Nightbane. So I also play this 8-foot-tall, alien-esque angel being with a 20-foot wingspan and a flaming sword.
All right, Greeks.
Hi, I'm Ting. I'm playing Greeks, a amphibious goblin-looking DB side tech.
Awesome. All right. The group is traveling for probably about a day. You are kind of moving kind of slow because you're being cautious. You spent a few days around in the outskirts of Charleston before trying to see if you could help at all, but it turns out that Lance Cash seems to have taken care of the last known doppelgangers in town. In that time, Peppermints, did you want to take a couple of days and do anything?
Oh, yes, I can take a couple of days and get my special staff that I do not have pulled up at the moment. Hold on, let me find that.
I don't have the physical book on me. It's over there. Oh. Yeah, so Peppermint goes out pretty much every day. Doesn't come back till late most days. Comes back with, food, things you find on trees, berries. Peppermint knows which berries to eat and which will kill you and which won't.
That's good.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of food. There wasn't a ton of food at this little cabin, but Peppermint's keeping you all well supplied.
Oh, I can cook any of the food on my homemade pots and pans.
Yes, you can.
Freya's just going to be like, you have some of those left? I mean, you keep giving those out all the time. I mean, do you have
I also keep making them every time we're anywhere near a forge.
It is his default is I make a pan.
Always have pots and pans handy.
Oh, wrong one.
It's a lesson passed down from my ancestors.
Do you make spoons?
I can, but I don't often.
A spoon is just
a
tiny pan.
That's true. I guess I could. Do you want a spoon?
Because, I mean, a spoon,
I can make one out of solid
you can
iron.
eat soup with it, and then technically you can kind of cut with it and eat. It's a little bit more versatile than a fork, because you can't have soup, with a fork.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, it says take an ordinary piece of wood, whittling and carving it into a staff, and then going to a remote area in the wilderness, and placing
Qualifies.
the staff on the ground and fasting and meditating for 7 days without interruption. On the 8th day, the staff will crackle and glow with green energy. They must immediately pick up the staff while it still glows, and the two are bonded together. The magic completed, and it becomes an indestructible MDC structure,
And has a bunch of powers.
and has a bunch of powers. And after I die, it'll turn back into a rotting piece of wood.
Yep. Okay, so as you... Shit. I put that book in the other room, and then I left it there because I was reading it.
Silly man.
As you are in your meditations, which have been condensed down for the sake of brevity, you see various visions after a bit. You do see more spirits gathering around you, which was kind of expected. The spirits tend to avoid people, but when they sense a ceremony like this, they will gather around. And at one point, a bird lands, and you're not sure if this was a hallucination or a vision or something, but the bird becomes a woman in white robes, with kind of elven-looking ears. And she says a name, but the name doesn't really take hold in your mind. It's more of the feeling of a name. And she reaches out to you. She's holding a feather. Do you reach for the feather?
Yes.
Just as you reach for the feather, it looks to be a hawk's feather. You put your hand and you feel it, and then you feel a staff in your hand. It is the staff you've been carving, and it glows green. Do you name your staff, or is it just another stick?
I feel like she probably would name it, but I don't have one off the top of my head.
Okay, that's cool. Take your time. All right. So after a couple of days, Peppermint comes back holding a cudgel-like staff, and it feels like it's time to move on from this place. It's slow going through the forest. The weather's decent, but there are some storms on this day, so it's kind of slowing you down. You don't want to move in a thunderstorm, because it gives cover to things that fly, and certain lightning sometimes stays around longer than it should. At one point, you're moving carefully, and a bolt of lightning comes down, and it stands in front of you for a second.
Totally normal.
We stop and wave.
Ahead,
Is it alive? Wait,
it kind of forms.
I ask, are we talking to this? Hello?
It kind of forms a rough human outline. Tilts what would be its head. Goes to it. What looks to be a mouth opens, and then the sound of thunder reverberates out of it.
Oh, that sucks.
And then it's gone.
Well then.
Now,
Was that a nightmare? Can anyone else hear?
this is something only Peppermint would know now.
Okay.
Because the thunder was a word. That word was essentially clear ahead tomorrow. We're tired now.
Okay.
Said in an elemental tongue you didn't know you heard. and then the storm starts clearing up.
Okay. Yeah, I think Peppermint would be like, I don't think there's going to be any storms tomorrow.
That's good.
Okay. What? Hey, what was that though?
I think it was an elemental.
I thought elementals were like rocks and stuff.
I imagine there's lots of things.
Huh.
I don't know how much Peppermint actually knows about elementals, but
A decent amount. You're familiar with them. You know that the most common types are the 4 major elements. The ones that tend to. You've met what is called a warlock, who in this system is a elementalist, who generally pal around with elementals. You're familiar with the basics of them, but a lightning elemental is something that you might have heard of, but never experienced before.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I've only heard stories of lightning elementals, but most of the common elementals are what we've already seen.
Yeah, the moving rocks, the fire beings.
Huh. So is it helping us?
No, they're tired, I guess.
Is this
I
their
believe that's
cabin?
what it said. No, I just think they're tired of doing whatever it is they do, create storms or something, and they're tired and they're gonna rest, and the storms are going to clear tomorrow.
Why did they tell us that? Are they just
Be
like really
polite.
nice? Huh. Wow. Elementals are awesome.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. So, the group keeps moving on, and you're starting to head to areas familiar to Kid. Kid sees a familiar creek and starts to get the feeling that he's approaching Lockhinge.
That's my favorite creek. Oh man, you guys are gonna love Lockhinge. The food's really good. The weather's really good. Everybody's very nice. It's pretty cool. Oh, I'm so excited for you guys to meet my family. What do you guys want to do when we get there? Oh wait, no, I have to do something when we get there. I have some questions to ask some of the people, so we shouldn't be too long, but just long enough for me to figure out what Zarian was talking about. But in the meantime, you guys, you'll absolutely be able to stay for free. Free meals, free bed, somewhere. We'll figure it out. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving forward, Rohan inside of Freya, echoing through Rohan into Freya, is a sudden readiness, but not overexcitement, and sees a brief vision of Kid being covered by a mound of fur. This ends up in Freya's mind.
All right, guys, let's go.
Can I tell what type of fur or just?
It seemed bear-ish, but actually you can roll demons monsters.
I don't have demons and monsters.
Well then, no. You can't tell what it is.
Freya was taught how to steal stuff, kill people, and poison people, and sanitize crime scenes. What
Not
about
so much with
monsters?
All right. So as you move forward, the group hits a point where they see a path straight ahead, and Kid knows at this point he should take out an iron nail.
I do so.
Yeah.
I probably have it on a little necklace or something.
The sign that says, there is a sign, an old street sign that says, what did it say? I wrote it down. Zaleski State Forest. He touches the iron to the sign, and the sign shimmers, and the path in front of you switches from the left to the right.
All right. I think that did it. So now if we follow this, we should be good.
Okay.
And he's very excited, like visibly excited
Yeah.
to go home.
About 2 minutes later, you're walking down this path, moving down this path slowly. You're driving your vehicles. And very suddenly, anyone with Sixth Sense has it activate. As Kid's truck gets slammed into by a giant brown furry thing.
Does it get into my car?
It is about the size of your car.
Do I get knocked out of my car?
Yeah, we'll say it does, like, it tips up the car a little and goes sliding out, and then it pounces on top of him.
Freya stops. Freya stops and like gets out her gun and like is pointing it.
I want to, out from underneath the mound of fur comes my little arms, and I just start hugging it. And I'm like, Bora, blah, 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 and I'm just snuggling it and rubbing its fur.
It's big
As
bear
it's like,
fur. It's big, spiky bear fur. Gives way to a pink underbelly and massive shovel-like claws on its hands. It has a bunch of... It's got a furry bear-like head, except it has a bunch of bulbous lumps on skin lumps on its head, and two little horns, two bone horns coming out like little devil horns, and a long prehensile tongue that is wrapping around Kid's face, and bear's teeth as well. Its mouth is more like that of a lamprey than a bear.
What's a lamprey?
It
Like it's got a round mouth?
kind of a roundish mouth,
Just full of teeth?
full of teeth, but it's
I
got this
fucking
long
love it.
prehensile tongue that is coming out and
I'm
seeming
rubbing its belly.
to lash Kid's face.
Barak, I missed you. How are you doing, buddy? Oh man, you're getting big.
Oh,
Big boy.
so Freya says, so I don't need to shoot it?
Huh? Oh God, no! What are you doing? Put your gun away. This is Barak. He's the sweetest, wonderful, best boy in the world.
You did
It's
not
just-
tell me that a big, furry, brown, huge creature was going to lunge at you.
I guess I forgot. I mean, I just, Barak's just sort of, part of the town.
This thing is about 10 feet long.
He's just a sweet, gentle baby.
Looks like it might be about a half ton.
That's a baby.
Well, I mean, like the way a dog is always a puppy, no matter what. It's always a puppy. So Barak is always a baby.
So
Look
Barak,
at your face! And I want to turn the giant face.
So-
Look at your face.
so Barak is the town puppy.
Well, technically, he's Wenra's puppy. But yeah, I mean the town loves him. Everybody was a little scared at first when she brought him in, but he's great.
Kid would know that it is sometimes called a devil sloth.
Oh my God, Kevin, thank you. This is so good. He's a devil sloth technically. But he's just Barak, our little baby boy.
A double sloth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we all know
I-
that sloths are the best animals. So a devil sloth is pretty great.
Okay. I think we should just all get back in our vehicles and yeah.
You want to go to town, Barak? You want to go home? You want to come home?
Barug gives a kind of moan and pretty much climbs into the back of the pickup. Whatever is already in the back of the pickup now has that on top of it.
Oh god, the whole pickup truck.
It's
Oh,
about
no.
2 inches low. Yeah.
Does it
It's gonna
smash
be
jelly? Does it? What does jelly do?
Is Jelly okay? Jelly!
Jelly is under a tarp in a corner. If you go looking.
I want to push Barak's big blubbery the fur out of the way and be like, you can't crush Jelly. And I want to pick up Jelly, the little horrible snake thing.
So
that
it is
hates
about 4-foot long snake with a little lizard mouth, like a lizard head, and claws. You know how snakes have like vestigial
Mhm.
arms? This one has real arms and legs. But otherwise is snake-like and purplish.
I'm gonna take Jelly and slither into the front cab.
Gotcha.
All right, then I get in. All right, let's go.
Oh, that's right. Jelly has a little like beak,
Mhm.
like a hard beak. It makes clicking sounds, and
It is a little voracious.
puff of
little
smoke
bit.
comes flying out of it.
Oh,
It
man.
seems to have been eating a old tire that was back there.
Okay, well that sucks. Looks like I'm gonna have to get a new one.
It was not a good tire, but yeah. All right. As you come into town, you see the wide open fields. You see the couple of what you know to be crops. You know who the crops are. Like, you know them to be crops because they look like crops, but you know whose crops they are. And a couple of small houses. All the crops seem to be in good repair. I don't think we've ever really pinned down a season.
As
But
I
it's-
drive past, if I see them with the huge thing in my back seat or in the trunk and with all the entourage following me with our bizarre vehicles, I want to like wave to like the people, like, hey Mr. Aberdeen, hey Mrs. Grandma, like just waving like I'm back. Hey guys, like just excited to be home.
The orc family, headed by Mrs. Gromguel, is
Gromguel, I like that. There you go.
Gromguel is the best soy and corn farmers. They grow immensely well because of Mrs. Gromguel's ability with plants. There's a couple of human families. You see one of the farms, Mr. Apple. I forget what you just said. Not Applebee.
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen. That's it, like Maryland. Mr. Aberdeen has a couple of people helping, and Mr. Aberdeen was getting up there in age, and one of them is some kind of dog boy.
Oh, what's a
And
good name? Do I know? I probably know.
You don't know them. It is rare
Oh.
that people are new to this town, but you don't know them.
Okay.
Please stop, kid.
That cat is pissed.
No, he's not. He's just bored. Go be bored somewhere else.
Is he just staring at you meowing?
Yes, he is.
Fucking cats.
And if I pick him up, he'll stop meowing. Come here.
But then you lost. Oh, they break you. This is cats.
Yeah,
What did I
cats.
tell you? To any of those listening, cats are the worst animal.
Cats are the best. Oh, look at the
Oh my
baby.
god! Look at the little face.
This is what he wants.
Oh, sorry.
That's all he wanted.
I'm busy. No, this is all he wants forever.
Yeah.
Aw.
It's all cute, fun and games until they slap
Push
you
your
in the
head.
middle of the night, demanding cuddles. Wake up!
And now he wants down. Yeah.
Oh, that's infuriating.
All right. So, as you're coming into town, you pass by the market. You see trucks, Everything is pretty much exactly the same as when you left it. There's
I
a
waved to
well.
One of the trucks waves back.
One of the trucks does have an arm come out of it and wave back. Yes.
That's a truck I know.
Do you know everyone in this town?
It's a town of
Yeah,
about
Greece.
1,000 people.
Yeah, Greece, this
So,
is my home.
yeah.
I live here. I grew up here. I know everybody here. Well, almost everybody. There's a few people I don't know, but you know, we don't get a lot of new people here. But yeah, I know just about everybody. I can introduce you to anybody you want.
There's people of all ages around right now. It's kind of the middle of the day. The town school is currently in session. There's a couple of kids. There's about 5 or 6 kids in school of various ages. You see DBs of all types. You see a pair of Finoti. You see you see. Oh my god, I'm blanking on a couple of the DBs that I wanted to include.
Quick
You do
flex.
see ones that look like birds, but not like bird. Like
Like
they're
Eric
not a
Croker.
kind of mutant. They're not a. They're a bird people, but aren't like a mutant bird. They kind of have bird heads, but no wings. And they have like skin like chicken faces. It's it's very weird, but they are, though, or at least that family, are the Addisons are very nice. And Addison is a local painter, and their spouse is a very good with animals and keeps much of the local beef stock and
Cool.
sheep. Yeah. You do pass by a couple of buildings that look interesting. One is a weird-looking tower. It is about 3 stories high, and it's always been there. It is kind of bright blue, no matter what kind of day. It gives off kind of a radiance. And on top of it looks to be a those, it's kind of like speakers, except there's like a white layer over them, like the massive speakers that you see on like battleships and shit.
Oh yeah, like the huge like horn-looking speakers.
Yes.
Okay,
There's
yeah,
an
yeah,
array
yeah.
of those on each side of the tower,
Okay.
and that is home to Blanchard,
Okay.
an older human man who is a well known to be some kind of wizard and illusionist.
Okay. Is he the one that
Maintains
essentially
he is pretty much most of the town's defense.
Is he the one that looked over Wenra too?
No, Wenra kind of stayed with a smaller family.
Okay.
That didn't have a. They worked on the Showfields, worked on a bunch of different like projects
Okay.
around
Cool.
town.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to drive us through the town, but Kid's gonna go directly to literally his home and the forge.
You see a little convenience store. It is in fact a Wawa.
Yes.
Which, if you're not familiar with, is the best convenience store.
It is. It is.
And
Awesome.
imagine a 7-Eleven if it were clean and good.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's it. That's the dream.
as you travel along, you see a couple other smaller stores. You see a tailor's shop. You see one place that looks to be an old I was gonna say, yeah, it's an old Pep Boys, and that's where the town mechanic resides.
Do we have a town doctor? I'd imagine we do.
You do have a town you do have a town healer.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just thinking for somebody for Peppermint to arm wrestle.
Chat.
Show her dominance.
There is a red cross, a building with a red cross sign out front, indicating,
That's the blood church.
there is no blood church here. In fact, there is no church whatsoever here.
I don't think there would be. Yeah.
No, there isn't. And as you come through, you see smoke rising further in the town, a black smoke. That's thick as it should be. That is a well-burning fire that has not been put out for decades.
Awesome.
And as you approach, you see a small building that is not burning anything. And out front is a sign that says Lotus Flower Smithy. Or Lotus Flower Forge.
Ah, that's my forge.
And as you travel a little further out of the main part of town, you see what you come up to a sign which is just a about 9-foot tall hammer in the ground,
Nice.
and on the side of it it says Balkan Hammer Forge.
This is where we pull. This is where we stop.
Yeah, that is still producing flame. As you get out, there's gravel on the there's a gravel driveway. There's a Barak gets out of the van and just like goes running past the forge, back to where you see a little house that's kind of somewhat into the side of a hill.
Is that my house, or is my house
That
built
is the
with the
house you
forge?
grew up.
Nice.
It is basically connected. They're basically connected, but the your house is somewhat of a hobbit hole too.
Cool. Dwarves.
Yeah.
Love it. I want to see if I just get out of the car, as Barrack goes running away. I just get out of the car and go, Mom, I'm home. Dad, hey guys, I'm here. Guys, you guys are gonna meet my mom and dad. They're awesome. Hey, Mom, Dad. And I just want to start walking up to the forge and like opening the door and going in.
As you get up to the forge, you see sitting behind the desk at the forge, which is like the place people take orders, is your dad, who wakes up, goes,
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Krogal, what are you doing? Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, I came back, and I want to go
Yeah.
and give him a big hug. Hey, I brought some friends. Is Mom here?
She's talking with someone right now.
Oh, all right. You want to meet my friends?
Sure.
Cool. Come on outside. I
They
bring him
said
out.
they wanted to meet you too.
Who?
Just introduce me.
Okay.
Remember to make me look good.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
He's
hold on.
a little taller than Krogal. Has basically the same nose and chin. His hair is kind of floppy-ish. It's an older man, maybe in his 50s. He's tallish for a generic human man. He is wearing a button-down shirt that has been patched in a couple of spots, but is well pressed and the buttons are nice.
I wanna go. Oh, hold on. And I wanna go behind where he was, and I wanna take a newsboy cap that like this old beat up newsboy cap that he wears, and I wanna like beat it a little bit and then throw it on his head and be like, you look pretty cool. You look pretty
Literally,
cool.
masonry dust falls out of it as you beat the
Yeah.
drywall. Basically, you put
Okay.
it on his head, and he goes, "How do I look?
You look pretty cool, Dad. I'm not gonna lie.
Anyone
you
I
look
should
pretty
try to
cool.
impress for you?"
No, they're all pretty great. If
All
anything,
right.
just try not to impress them, because you're so cool. You might impress them too much. Please,
Stories
just
about
don't-
your childhood. It is.
No, please, God, no. All right.
And he walks out front and goes, "Hello."
Fuck. Hey guys. This is my dad.
Frank. You can call me Frank or Mr. Kid if you need to, but Frank.
Frank. This is Peppermint. She's like a witch with medicine, and it's awesome. She
Cool.
put me in a tub and healed me when all my bones broke. And this is Freya. Freya
Thanks.
is like Freya's like a spy who is really good at being sneaky and murder and stuff, and she also has a secret. And I wink because I forgot to not say anything about it, but I won't. And
Is it that she's a spy?
no,
Yeah.
it's actually worse than that. And this is Greeks. I have no idea where Greeks comes from, but he's basically the smartest creature in the world and can build anything, which is pretty cool. He also drinks motor oil.
Nice.
And look, I lost a tooth, and I want to pull up my my mouth and show that I'm missing a tooth.
Greeks, what were you saying?
I'm gonna offer Frank some moonshine.
Oh God!
He takes a swig at it and goes, "Oh God!"
Yeah, it's really strong. Huh?
Oof. All right. So your mom's, you know, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Come on in.
Okay. I was wondering if they could maybe stay somewhere.
Yeah,
maybe we would-
we'll find a place.
Awesome. And maybe we can all get something to eat together. You know, like a big dinner or something.
Well, we've got company already, so it'll be great.
Oh yeah, who is it? Who's here already?
I didn't actually catch their name, but a young woman looking for you. Anyway, just you know what? Just go on in. I'll be I'm just gonna go right into the kitchen.
Okay. Cool. All right.
So-
Well, love you, Dad. Bye.
Bye.
And I want to start walking to the.
Yep, he's they're in the sitting room, which is basically a big porch, basically a screened-in porch, which you can't really see until you get pretty close.
Okay. Before we
Right.
get in, I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
go. Hey, wait. All right. So my dad's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So when we're going to go talk to my mom, I'm not. Make sure that you guys don't tell her that that all my bones broke, and don't tell her that you're some sort of spy who kills people. And Greeks, you're fine, but don't offer any moonshine because she will down that bottle and like won't even feel it. So you'll lose all your moonshine. Okay, but other than that, she's really nice. But don't tell her that I lost my tooth.
Won't your dad tell her?
Probably not. Maybe.
He's going into the kitchen. It seems all right. From your ability to read
What?
people, he didn't want to get in a awkward conversation and has chosen to go do something useful rather than deal with whatever is about to happen.
See, because if my dad tells my mom, then she'll be like, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" And then it'll be a whole thing. And he knows better, so it's all good. I want to go
All right.
into the room
Inside the
where
house.
my mother is.
Don't understand families.
Starissa, roll a percentile for me, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Who?
Starissa.
Starissa, not us.
41.
41. This is the first impression that Cordina Kid had of you. And it's generally positive.
That's good.
You are sitting having tea with this older dwarven woman, and you were told that today and now was the time to be here. And she's still, like, doesn't say a ton to you. She is this very stout woman. She is basically... Her arms are the size of someone who spends every day bench pressing everything. She's got a... Does she have a beard?
I don't think she does.
No, I
I think
don't think
I
she
think
does.
she's clean shaven.
The end of her braids, though, of coming down the side of her head, show a little bit of black hair, going kind of. Actually, no, they're pretty black up to about here. She has a stern face, a solid gaze that you think could stare down like a bear.
I imagine her too with like runish tattoos. Nothing like magic tattoos, but like like dwarven, you know what I mean? Maybe like runes down one eye or something, and things like that, where it's
You do
definitely
see
like
those,
she's
yes.
lived a life. You know what I mean?
You see runes down one cheek, and going around the back of her neck and appearing down her back. Now, Starissa, you, being who you are, can tell that the ones that are just peeking out from behind her neck are some kind of old magic.
Okay.
Fuck.
They're kind of passive at this point, but you can just you can't tell what they are, but from the glimpse of them, you can be like, oh. Like when you can smell that someone made cookies yesterday. That kind of thing. She has been offering you tea, biscuits. She made the tea and she overcooked it. It was too hot. Everything she does seems to be a bit much. When she was in the kitchen, there was rattling sounds of things just like being careless. You think carelessly, but just a lot of rattling sounds. And a lot of muttering in Dwarvish.
Oh, darn it.
But you couldn't quite make out what she was saying. So,
Okay.
it's been going pretty well. And then you see, coming around the corner, you see the group. Let's start with Starissa. What do you look like as you turn in the chair that is facing away from the porch, or
Okay.
facing away from where they're coming in?
So what you see is a young girl, probably mid-teens, with red skin and purple hair and vibrant purple eyes, and she's wearing a pair of just cut-off jean shorts and a black t-shirt, and she's pretty wafy looking for the most part, but there's a fitness to her muscle definition.
Like a runner kind of.
Yes.
Like a runner's build. Yeah. Okay.
So, what band is on the T-shirt?
Um. Ooh, God.
Is it one that was given to you?
Yes.
All right. It is a black T-shirt with the Metallica symbol on it.
Bro, I was thinking Metallica.
But you have
Fuck
you
yeah.
have it was given to you by a friend who plays you some of their music,
Okay.
and yeah, you have a T-shirt. So yes, as Kid comes up the 4 stairs and opens the screen door,
Hey, Mom. I'm home.
the Crodina moves with surprising speed. Not like in human speed, but like motherly speed. And just scoops Kid up. She's a bit shorter than him by about 5 inches. So she's like 4'10". And lifts him firmly off the ground, squeezing him. And then slams him back on the
hug her
ground.
with my hands, like I'm like, like I'm tapping out. Like,
You didn't get your arms out in time. And she goes, "What happened to your tooth?"
Nope, damn it. It's completely fine.
Sit down.
Okay.
I'll get more tea.
All right. I have friends also to show you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being rude.
Damn. Yeah. Hey guys. This is my mom, Crodina. Mom, this is Peppermint. She's a really good healer and like a doctor.
Not a dentist, though.
No,
I
I'm not
lost
a
that
dentist.
tooth, Mom. It wasn't her fault. I lost that tooth. And this is Freya. She's a very adept, skilled fighter and is very good at protecting people.
She just crosses her arms and nods.
And this is Greeks, and he's one of the smartest people I've ever met. He also drinks motor oil, which is pretty cool. But he can also build anything, which is really neat. Yeah. So, and we've been, traveling, and I'm really good. I haven't barely even got. Everything's fine. who's this? Hi, I'm Krogahel Kid. You can call me Kid. It's nice to meet you. And I want to stand up and like I stand up and I look at my mom like, oh, should I sit down? And then I just go over to shake your hand because I'm trying to also be polite.
I jump up very excitedly. You're Kid. You are.
Yeah, I
You're-
am.
And you're Peppermint, and you're Greeks. I know you. I've been told about you. I've been told a lot about you. Your friend Jetta, she talks about you a bunch.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
How's
Jetta.
Jetta? How is she?
Well, her and Rensix are good. They kind of found me in the woods, and I've been staying with them, and they've been teaching me lots of cool stuff, and feeding me really good food, and it's been really neat, and introduced me to crazy people, and we went and killed some vampires, and it was
Oh,
really fun. And
awesome.
then she said that she really needed me to help you, so I was like, well, then you help me, so I should go help them. And so she told me to be here today to meet you.
D-
And here
does,
I am.
does she still have Bert?
Yeah, how's Bert?
Bert is her little. She has a mole made of dirt with a little hard hat on it. That she often
hates,
is trying to get rid of.
she hates it.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
leave her.
Does not leave her alone.
And she can't kill it because it's just made of dirt.
But she also feeds it.
Yeah, also.
Yeah, she made me take care of it a lot.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, that's awesome. What was your name again?
Starissa. But
Starissa?
Looking at
nice to meet
Starissa, you notice something. On Starissa's, it doesn't matter which wrist, but there is a bracelet. It is cobalt blue.
as I'm like, well, that's awesome, Starissa. It's nice to actually meet you. And I noticed that, and then like,
What does the bracelet actually look like?
it looks like almost like a short armlet that goes maybe 4 inches up her arm and comes to a little round part at the top of the hand.
So Jetta's good.
Yeah, she's doing all right. I mean, she
Cool.
keeps really busy and she studies a lot and she's always working and she's always really tired, but
Yeah,
she was really nice.
that's cool. And she sent you to help us with, and then I stop talking, and I don't look at my mom, but I just stop talking and go,
With things. She's here to help us with things.
yep. Mom, Jetta's someone that we met who could control like dirt and stuff, and also win.
I've been told.
And she knows a good hamburger place with onions.
Yeah.
Fine.
So I see you guys have met. That's nice.
Where's Jeff? Where's your father?
He is. He's making us. I think he's hopping into the kitchen.
Frank! She yells across the house, and you hear back, "Yes, love." And she goes, "Meals or we're having them all for dinner." It was not a question; it was a statement. And he's like,
Absolutely.
"I'm on it. You'll be staying for dinner."
Yay!
Great. All right. Well, oh, I sold a lot of stuff, Mom. I sold a lot of pots and pans. All
Oh, have
Lotus
you-
fire.
Good for you. Getting the brand out there is important if you're going to expand.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to mention it to everybody I can, and I make sure I put the brand on everything. I even made a really. I don't think I'm supposed to tell anybody about that. I made a really big sword. Like huge. Yeah. But it's like a secret.
We'll discuss it later.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, Mom, would you mind if maybe we talked for a minute? We have some things to discuss, but we can't. Not everybody can know about the stuff that we're going to talk about.
I suppose someone should feed Barak. Or Barak.
Yeah, yeah, he looked pretty hungry, and you know how he'll start eating trees and stuff if we don't feed him too quickly. I love you, Mom. It's good to see you.
So
You look
glad
really
made it
good. You
home.
look really pretty today.
You look like you've been keeping fit. You look.
I am.
I'm glad you're safe.
I am. I'm very safe. I haven't been hurt at all.
Yeah, when he listens. And Freya just could not help herself.
At this, she kind of gives a.
And then Freya looks, and it's just like, like, how? And Freya's just like, can we talk later about, I mean,
There'll
you
be
know what I
time
mean?
after dinner.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, thank you.
Welcome formally to the House of Kid, to our home. You'll be
Thank you.
safe here. She nods.
Greeks will offer her some moonshine.
Oh, wait.
She says, "Oh, thank you. I'll put it in the kitchen. We'll serve it with dinner."
Oh, I can't drink that.
It's like you brought a bottle of wine to someone's
Yeah,
house. And you're
yeah.
gonna serve it with
That's
dinner.
how she treats it. Oh, a good vintage.
Moonshine.
Ah, good old rock gut. Excellent. Fine, yeah. Only a hint of battery acid.
She says, "I'll put this on the counter so it gets to be room temperature.
Oh, God.
This is how it's supposed to be served."
Is that good? Is that good? It
Oh,
sounds
it's too
bad.
cold. It doesn't burn right. Anyway,
Why do you want drinks to burn you? Oh, Mom, we had ghost fudge. Do you know what that is?
fudge made by ghosts.
Fudge made, I don't know. Maybe? But it was great. We should get some.
We'll have a lot of stuff to talk about over dinner. We don't want to keep you
Yeah.
from preparations. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome, she says.
Thank you for the tea.
You're welcome as well, dear. And your mom pats you on the shoulder and says, "Finally, someone with manners," and walks out.
That went really well. She likes you guys. That was really good. Oh, man. She noticed the tooth pretty quick, though. So, you met Jetta. And who else?
And Rensix? I
Who
think
was
they like
Rensix?
each other.
They don't know Rensix.
Oh, I think he's Jetta's boyfriend.
Really? Man,
But
we
they
had
don't-
no idea. I don't even think Jetta had any idea that she had a boyfriend.
They don't really. They're just friends, but they're close friends. I don't know. I don't get it a lot, but
Well, if it works for them, it works for them.
Friends with benefits, I think, is usually
How-
what that's called.
So, Starvis, how did you know Lockhinge is not exactly easy to find, and I remember what Jetta could and could not do. How did you know to be here now?
well, she just kind of knew, and she just told me this is where I had to be. I didn't understand her magic. I understand it a little. I know magic somewhat, but I didn't really understand how she got the information. She just told me, and she was nice. So she told me all the stories about you guys, and she described you.
When she told you the date and time, she said it in her serious voice, which means you know that it is something she is absolutely certain of and is important.
Yeah, because Freya's gonna be like, which tone was it?
It was very serious.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, I know that. Okay. How did you get here?
Teleported with my magic.
Oh, well, that's handy.
You can get wherever you want.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
took a days.
sort of.
Hmm.
It's. I'm still learning.
That's cool. This might be a weird question, and I have a million other questions for you. The bracelet that you have
Yeah,
on your arm, hey, where did you get that?
Jetta gave it to me.
Jetta gave that to you?
Uh-huh.
Did she say where she got it from?
She did not.
Did she say
No.
Did she say why she was giving it to you?
I kind of hear voices in my head from it.
Oh, right. What kind of voices?
I think it's her, but it sounds kind of fuzzy muzzy.
I wanna kid goes, may I just take a look at it? You can keep it on your arm.
Sure.
I just want to
Look,
raise her hand up and go, Jetta?
There is nothing.
Hmm.
It feels slightly warm to the touch. Not like hot. But it doesn't feel like cold metal.
I have to find. Fuck. Did I ever get that name? I have to find that name on here. Ah, there it is. I found it. I want to look at it and go. And look around and go. Anaya?
At that, in Sturris's head, something happens.
Oh no! I'm so
There's-
sorry. I didn't know it's gonna be in your head.
There's an echo in your head. It is not Jetta's voice this time. It is, and you're never. It sounds like it might have been something like Jetta's voice, but it changes. It gets different. It becomes not serious or aloof like she sometimes could be. It is certain though. And you see a statue in your mind. You see a statue of a large garden. The top of the statue is obscured by something, but behind it are purple flowers stretching out for about a quarter mile. And there's a little bench made of gray marble. It's in a garden, and you know where that garden is. It's not here. It's somewhere else.
Have I physically seen it before?
You have never physically seen this place.
Okay.
But you know you could get there if you had... You know you're on the path there. And that kid is on that path as well. And the voice says, "It will be."
So I get a little glazy-eyed for a second. And I'm like, ooh, that did something. I saw a statue with a garden with purple flowers and a little bench and a voice that said, "It will be."
You saw a garden?
Uh-huh.
And something talked. Oh man, you guys, that might be the garden, the garden of the gods. Did
Dragon.
Did it look like a garden of gods?
It was pretty impressive.
All right, well that's a start. That's something probably. Oh wow, how did Jetta know this?
Who was Anaya?
Oh, so Anaya is the dragon god of unity. I found that out because of all
Yeah.
the secret. Remember, I built a big secret sword for that wizard guy, and then in exchange, he told me the secret name of the great dragon god. And apparently, the dragon god's blood is what Zarian's sword is made of. So if we go talk to the dragon god, maybe he'll help us get his sword away from Zarian. But I also think that thing might be made of his blood too, because it looks exactly like his sword. I think you're wearing a bracelet of dragon blood. Well, a dragon
Okay.
god. Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's neat.
Yeah, that's really neat. So apparently I have to go to this god garden, and talk to the dragon god, and then he'll help me find Zarian so that I can try to help them or stop them.
Cool.
Yeah. Huh.
So
I just wonder how Jenna knew all that.
was it Jetta's voice, Teresa?
No, it wasn't. It was someone else this time. It wasn't. This time it wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy. This time it was pretty clear.
And it wasn't Jetta.
No. But I don't know whose it was. I didn't recognize it.
So did Jetta want you to just like meet us and say hi and deliver a message? Or did she say that if you came with us that it could put your life in peril because we've been doing some dangerous stuff?
No, she said that I should come help you. She taught me some cool stuff and she said I could be very useful.
Okay. I do want you to know that we've been doing some dangerous things and that your life could be in peril if you come help us. I told Jetta that. I had that conversation with her when we hired her and she decided to come with us a little bit more. I want to make sure that I have the same conversation with you.
That sounds cool. I'm not worried.
Do you know what you're supposed to help us with?
No. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I was just supposed to be here and help you and meet you.
Well, we're up against some pretty dangerous stuff.
I'm
Like-
tough.
Okay, nice, cool. Yeah, we're pretty tough too. Well, all right, she's in. Do we? Are we now allowed to tell her all of the dark secrets?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We just met
Okay.
her. Let's not overwhelm her. So, Starissa, I have to admit, I have not met anyone who, with this beautiful, unique look that you have, are you like?
I'm a DB, is what I was told. I didn't know my parents. I never met them, so I'm not really sure. But to say, I was told to say I'm a DB.
Hey, me too.
Hey, all right. When did you? So, do you remember coming through a rift and coming here?
I mean, I remember coming here. It was just today. But do you mean coming to
Oh.
this Earth?
Yeah.
I was born here. I
Oh,
think.
okay. Huh. Cool. And what kind of stuff do you do?
I cast magic, and I can do psychic powers, and I punch people.
Awesome.
Can,
Those are three pretty cool things.
can you protect people's minds from other people's minds?
I think I can. To a point, I
Yeah.
can. A little bit.
A little bit.
I can read auras, and I can kind of hide mine because I was told that could be important. And yeah, I can do some protecting of other people's minds a little bit. I can tell if other people are trying to do stuff, and I can warn
That's
you.
good.
That's good. That's yes.
Some guy made me blind.
Ooh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it was awful. It sucked. But it was only for a little bit. But yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Huh. You can read auras?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that like the stuff around us all the time?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, what does Greek's aura look like?
Well, no, that isn't asked out loud. This is because you know when someone's like, "Oh, can you do that thing?" and you're like, "Oh yeah,
Sure, why not? I like showing up.
okay." Here is what the auras look like, starting with Peppermint. Peppermint's aura is very natural. Blues, not so much blues, greens and browns and earthy, with a lightness. And it has a bit of an echo to it, which is a little weird. You see Greeks as their aura's a bit orange, and then it shifts a couple of times as you look. You're suddenly convinced that Greeks is some kind of powerful spellcaster, but that can't be right. But then it settles again, and you see a yellow wire, yellow kind of like orange, yellow and orange circuit diagram kind of in their aura. And with Freya, well, let's talk about kids' aura. With kids, you see an aura of human. It is human. But you see an intentionality and a kind of unpollutedness to it. With Freya, you see legitimate darkness weaving within and out. You see two massive black scaly wings. You see a flaming orange sword in her hand. And you see a power in that darkness. But in the middle of that darkness is a pure blue light.
Holy shit.
Very small, but it's there.
So I describe everything he said as kind of almost like trancey-like as I'm looking at all of you.
I feel like we'd all end up just staring at Freya, like, holy shit! Like, I'm like looking around, like.
Ah, that's why that
Whoa.
guy didn't try anything with me.
Like he
If he-
saw you and was just like, fuck that.
Yes, because yes, I think
Huh.
that is his conclusion.
Actually,
saw that.
looking at Freya's dark aura, you do notice that darkness would eat. That kind of got the impression that darkness is a closedness to thought. Like if you tried to poke that darkness with your mind, you'd be like poking into a solid black rubber wall.
Yeah, you seem nice, because I see some nice, but you're kind of scary.
She is kind of scary. Only a little bit, in a really good way.
Uh-huh.
Well, I hope the stories Jetta told you about me balance out what you see in my aura.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, Freya's great.
Would she
Yeah,
have told
that
me
is
about
good.
Rowan?
She would definitely have mentioned it as a different person,
Okay.
though she would not. She would not. She would never mention that Rohan and Freya are overlapping. But seeing the aura, you see that Rohan is there as well in that aura.
Okay.
Cool.
There's something there, but I don't think I should be talking about all that stuff.
Okay, well, we'll talk about some things after dinner. I mean, you just got here. We just got here. Is there like a way we can like freshen up before dinner? Because we've been riding in a car. There was rain.
Yeah,
I feel-
absolutely.
Frank comes in the room. Hey, real quick, does anyone have any like allergies or dietary restrictions or other special cares that we should take? You're all
No.
omnivores.
No. Oh,
No green stuff for me, Dad.
you need to eat green stuff, kid.
I do not.
How's Yeah. Yeah. You will eat green stuff.
All right.
All right.
No, it's worth a shot. I haven't eaten any green stuff since I left home.
She goes
but,
back in the kitchen.
but I guess that streak ends today. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll show them to wherever they can freshen up. You might have to take turns. There's only two full bathrooms.
Yeah. There is a little guest room. And your mother, she doesn't leave a note, but you can tell she left for a bit. Like she sometimes did, like when she was just running into town on a quick errand, she would just do it.
Not tell anybody. Just will return at some point.
Oh, you know that she will not miss it.
Yeah, of course. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
While everybody freshens up, can I ask you, is my mother's hammer in like any sort of special hidden away place, or is it always on her person?
It is in the shop.
I assume like heavily protected by something.
Here's the thing, though. You've seen her leave it in the shop, just like there. And if she wasn't around, you couldn't move it.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Okay, cool.
And she never talked to you about this, but like, anytime you asked to pick it up, she'd just tell you to go ahead.
And I couldn't pick it up without her?
You would pick it up if she was there.
But I could never pick it up if she wasn't there.
Yes.
Very cool. Okay, never mind then. And then I know better. I know that it's not movable. Okay, I just want to help my dad I'll get changed in actual comfortable clothes.
Yeah. Your bedroom has not changed.
Awesome.
The laundry that was on the floor, or if you're the kind of person that loves laundry on the floor, it's still there.
She does not. Neither of them pick up my shit. You pick up your own shit. Yeah, there's probably like a shirt or two and some socks on the floor somewhere.
Any food that you know better than to take food back to your bedroom?
Oh yeah.
In this house, it is not a thing that people do in this house.
I think his house.
One time, your dad was eating crackers in bed, or he was eating Twizzlers in bed, and then the next day, it turns out one had gotten lost in the bed. And ever since, there has been no food in bedrooms.
It's a rule. It's written in runes carved into the door frames.
It's written. It is written
Finish
in
your
Dwarvish.
food now.
It's actually a blessing in Dwarvish. It says, "We eat where we must, or we eat where we need to. We go where we need. We do what we must for the clan."
And she's like, "Don't eat in the fucking bedroom." That's what that means. Like, okay.
That's what she told you it means. She also told you it means that you had to do your chores.
Awesome.
And that was her, like, she'd point to the sign occasionally.
It's for whatever she wanted it to be. Whatever the flavor of the day was.
The Greeks, you notice probably before anyone else, there is running powered water here. It is a well water. But as soon as you walk into a bathroom and like touch the taps, you will know that there is a powered electric well that is run off of a solar generator and battery system. Coming in, you did see a few windmills, like solar windmills, not solar windmills. Power, I forget what they're called all of a sudden. Turbines. Big, like pretty big turbines, but not massive ones. You've seen bigger ones in places where they were well protected, but a town like this that had a massive turbine would draw, problems. The sky is clear here. You don't hear people flying overhead. You don't hear a ton of things moving around in the forest. It feels pretty natural around here. There is technology about. There's people with all kinds of trucks. You saw one or two what looked to be power armor suits that were devoid of any heavy weapons that seemed to be carrying like boxes back to a farm. More used as moving as loaders than as, it looked like a Samus that had the engine taken off and no major weaponry, but was used to cart things from one place to another. There's a weird kind of a buzz that you would also notice, Greeks, in this town. It's kind of like one of those things that's just beyond the edge of hearing. And it was like you could almost hear it physically when you were at right by the tower. But it's this far away from the tower. You can still hear it, but it is distant.
Do I recognize this? Is this something I've encountered before?
No. There is a bit of a subvocal system. No, not a subvocal system. It might be some kind of low-powered Wi-Fi, like kept at a frequency that would not be useful to most. It is a thing you have. Well, maybe you've seen it once before. Yes, you saw it being used at a there was a big, like, you were in a kind of medium-sized town, and there was a somewhat of an uprising happening, like a big protest, and the people in the protest were using that kind of system to send messages to each other to coordinate without using the main, the public Wi-Fi. So it is kind of a hidden channel for information. Given about a couple of hours, you could build something that could maybe tap into it. All right. Yeah. Frank is cooking, and if anyone offers to help, he puts you to work immediately.
I will.
Yeah, he specifically puts you on chopping greens. And there's always some kitchen work to be done. It's going to be a big meal for 8 people. No, not 8 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7. Because I can count. All right. There's some idle chatter about. Frank tells a couple of stories. While he cooks, and they're the same stories that Kid has heard 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
And they're from when Frank used to go around doing what he called jobber work. And then he says jobber worky, as though it was a pun people should get. And he talks about like a couple of the towns he's been to. He had been to the west a bit. He's actually from further west than here. But, came out this way. He tells the story of that time that Kid got into the forge and started trying to make his own little hammer when he was about 7. And about how he ruined like a expensive piece of work. But his mom still has it like framed in the shop because it was the first thing he made.
Yeah.
There are pictures of 1-year-old kid in the bath.
No, fuck. Why? No. Why would you show them that though? I don't even understand.
There's awkward pictures of him growing up, and then there's pictures, and then at about the time he's 3, you start seeing pictures of him with his friends, which are Winra and Zarian. And then after 1 or 2 stories about that, it gets a little awkward, and he gets back to cooking and prepares for the meal. And with that, I'm going to say let's take a short break.
Okay.
Okay.
Awkward dad stories. Great.
All
Freya was
right.
going to make sure when she goes down the hallway to look at all the
Oh.
baby pictures.
Oh yeah,
my
there's
God.
tons of pictures of kid in various stages. One of him incredibly sunburnt. You know.
Wow,
So
you look almost like me.
Yeah. I learned that Irish dwarves don't do very well in the sun.
all right.
All right. So we're going to take 10, 15 minutes or so. Make sure if you're watching to get up and stretch, get water, do all of those things. And of course, enjoy the art and music. And we will be back in a little bit.
See you soon. Did you rinse them?
Yeah. I actually
Okay.
cleaned them in.
Hello, everybody. We are back. To ignore my random clicking as I keep hitting the wrong thing. Hi.
Okay.
All right. What do you got for us, Kevin?
Okay. All right, welcome back to Riffs. The group has come to Kid's hometown and met with Kid's mom and a new person named Starissa who was there. She introduced herself and happened to have a bracelet made of cobalt blue metal that was given to her by Jeddah, a friend of the group, and it told her a secret, which she then shared. All right, and now it's dinner with Kid's mom.
And my dad.
And your dad. Your dad is a character. Your mom is a force.
Yes.
Yeah, like.
But I imagine they love each other unconditionally.
They do. Oh God, they
But
well,
like, I think it might not seem that way, but they definitely do.
From the banter between the two of them, you absolutely get the connection. He's the big. She would just sit there and glower all day if he didn't make her laugh occasionally.
Yeah, definitely. Because he's such a ding dong.
Yeah, he will do things that. It took Kid a while to figure out that your dad sometimes does these dumb things on purpose, like forget something to make your mom, like, to give her a running joke kind of thing, and to give her something correct.
He lets himself be like the butt of a situation. Yeah,
he's totally fine with being the the butt of the joke. In fact, he kind of revels in it. He tells really funny stories about a folk singer he knew. He tells named Brooke, who was a 3-armed keyboard player with some kind of thing where they would like synthesize their voice as well. Basically, if Reggie Watts had another another arm to play trumpet with.
Love that story.
Yeah. And as the night goes on, you hear a couple of stories about Kid growing up, about that time that he fell in the creek, that time that he broke the driveway. It didn't always used to be gravel. At one point, they had paved it. But Kid was working on plating someone's mech or replating someone's mech, and the thing toppled over and left a huge crack in the driveway, and it was just easier to chunk it up.
It wasn't my fault. It was the straps were faulty that were holding it down. It wasn't my fault. You know, I did everything right. I think I did. Right. I deliberately take a bite of celery.
It's always the tools, huh? Your mom says.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm trying to say.
And Frey's just like, she looks at his mom, like, so he's always been this way.
I look at my dad when I say that, and we're both like,
your dad gets the.
I really think Freya and his mom, like, because Freya's kind of had to be like the mom, which she didn't really want to have to do. And so she's just like looking, I think, like connecting with his mom on that certain level.
Yeah. The mom pours out the moonshine. She offers it to anyone.
What's that?
That you don't want that. That's some poison.
Very strong.
It's
Well,
really
people are
potent
drinking
alcohol.
it.
It's alcohol.
It's good.
Familiar?
It's really good.
Not really.
Do you want to try it?
Sure.
Okay. Now, before you try it,
Uh-huh.
if you need to suddenly leave the table, I recommend running outside
Okay.
so I don't have to clean up anything on the floor.
Don't make a mess in the house. I'm good at that rule.
Mm-hmm. Barak will slurp up the rest.
God, he will.
He will. He does not care.
I'm almost curious to want to see that now.
You super don't. You definitely.
Most of what you see of Barak
Cut
is
to
yeah. Most of what you see is Barak just like leaning against a tree, probably asleep, with its giant shovel things like
swatting randomly. The whole tree is like bent a little bit, like because he's so big.
yeah. It is a kind of a sloth. So the stuff, the hard liquor comes out, and the moonshine. Anyone who wants to drink it, give me a save versus non-toxic poisons. I forget, non-deadly poison.
Not me. I feel like
Where is that one?
I think you need a 12. So any
I got
bonuses
eight.
versus poison.
I got an 18.
Okay. It tastes like something that should be burnt. It is. Someone told you there are some grains in there somewhere. It didn't physically burn you, but it made you feel warmer.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
But the effect doesn't last long for you.
Okay.
Greeks, how you dealing? Oh my god, my daughter stole my dice. Like, I'll play with the game with these. Great. Now where are you? In my tiny dice chest.
the rest in your row.
Yeah, go for it.
Did I roll last? Oh, 7.
Oh, 7. All right, it hits you harder. In fact, after a couple of glasses of it, you see Kid's mom start to take it harder than expected. You're not feeling great, but you know you are feeling loose.
This is like the Parks and Rec scene like when Ron's had the drinking contest between Ron's mom and Ron's ex.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird because it's tense, but there's also like I want to use the word conviviality to it. Yeah, that's kind of a word. Where Kid's mom, you can tell her face is kind of beet red. She's very fair-skinned, and the alcohol. It doesn't look like she drinks much anymore. So she overestimated her abilities to handle it. Though it has made her more talkative about like stuff Kid did.
Oh, more stories.
Yes, you get more stories about Kid.
He's just like mortified. He's just like, please stop.
She does tell of a couple of things that she knew that he thought he got away with. But that's what she decided that he needed to figure out how to do that and get back. Like if he could get away with it, then it's good enough to get away with.
Huh. I didn't know that you knew that.
She looks at you and says, I know everything.
He looks down at his food. How's the town been, Mom? Has anything weird happened?
Besides Barack?
Yeah.
It's been quiet. I didn't think it would be so quiet.
What did you expect to happen?
I honestly don't know.
I got some weird. I got some questions, I think, about town, and I was wondering if maybe you could answer them. I'm just gonna ask. Is there anything that I don't know about the town, or any sort of big giant secret that the town keeps? Any kind of like horrible secrets? No, right?
Does this look
That's
like
not
a
a
dark,
thing.
horrible place?
No, that's what I said. You know, I think that he was talking that he didn't was making not making any sense.
Who wasn't making any sense?
Well, thanks to my friends, and you know them helping me, and a bunch of other stuff, I found Zarian and Wenra.
So you're finished?
No,
You're going out again?
I have to. I have to. I think something's really wrong with them, and they're not stopping. And they've hurt people, and I think Zarian's gonna hurt more people. A lot more. I want to tell you more, but I can't because I don't want to put you in danger.
She puts a hand on your hand at that point. Says, same.
So there is something about this town that you can't tell me.
There's plenty of things you don't know.
Is there anything that can explain why Zarian just went off? Why he's doing these things? He released demons on a train, Mom, and they hurt people.
Well, she looks over at the table and says, it appears to be getting late.
All right. Well, sorry for making dinner weird.
At this point, your dad is back in the kitchen cleaning the dishes, whistling to himself. It is a song that he just remembered, that Brookhead song.
I'll go help Dad with the dishes. I'll go help Dad with the dishes. And he gets up and hurriedly goes and helps his dad. Much like his father, just goes to avoid the weird situation.
Your dad is whistling and cooking, and when you come in, he just throws a rag right in your face. No, you're drying.
Okay. Sounds simple. So
everyone
you're all
else can
sitting there
be
with
at the
my
table,
mom.
or as soon as you're in there, she goes, "He's a sweet boy, but he always jumps into the lake."
Yes. I appreciate his chill. He's innocent, and it's great, but dangerous at the same time.
There's so much in the world. It's nice to have a quiet place. But it doesn't always last. So, I've got you set up. The show fields have a few beds they can lend. The ISE has a place if you need some kind of non-standard arrangements in the Pep Boys. Yeah. Sorry, that hit me harder than I thought. Whew, that moonshine, Greeks, that was hell of a thing you brought. Haven't had that flavor in...
If you want more, I got a whole barrel.
Not tonight. Not tonight. You might need it in case kid's truck breaks down. You could put it in there to get the gunk out of the motor. Or, you know, light a whole field on fire.
Yeah, it's multi-purpose.
Speaking from experience, probably.
I thank you all for bringing him back to me, but I know you're taking him again, so bring him back again.
Of course.
I promise to protect everyone, so I will.
What a promise. Does anyone know how to play cornhole? She asks. Cornhole is a game where there's a board on the other side of a field. It's like horseshoes, but with beanbags. I didn't know that was a thing for a long time.
Really?
Oh,
You didn't know about cornhole?
Really?
Yes, because I saw a sign that said like cornhole for like, and then a cost, and I was like, "That's
What?
is that something that should be on the street
I mean,
post?"
I grew up
Anyway.
in Wisconsin, so I didn't get to not know what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My family never did it. We actually just had horseshoes in my grandparents' backyard.
We
My
had it
grand-
my whole life, but never called it cornhole.
What'd you call it?
Beanbag toss.
That's a much less like threatening sounding name than like, you want to go outside and play cornhole? No, I don't. What the fuck is that? Like, my grandfather always bought a bunch of lawn games for us for like summer. He had like the same like 6 of them that we would just use all the time, and one of them was these big fucking lawn darts. You guys ever play lawn darts?
Sure.
No, because they're illegal now.
Yeah.
me and my cousin would fucking chuck them up in the air and like try to dodge them. Holy shit! Sometimes you think about how you like lived, like the shit that you did, and it's like, if I tried to do that now, it would definitely like just go into my neck.
All right. So, kid's mom is in a weird place. It's easy to see. But yeah. Does anyone have anything they want to do before I move things along towards, your arrangements real quick where you're going to be sending people?
Greeks wants to after dinner and before bed wants to try to get in that see what that signal is. Got to tap into that signal.
All right. Give me. Do you happen to have what is it? ECM, electronic communication coder. There's some skills, but let me look at your character sheet because you will have something that you can roll, but there's a specific one that would give you extra bonuses. There's Greeks. I think it's electronic communication something, but all right. So this will take 2 rolls, in fact. Give me a electrical engineer to build something.
Okay. 26.
26 is fantastic. You adapt one of your scanners to be to pick up the signal specifically. It means that you had to basically like add another layer of antenna with a more accurate antenna. And next I will need, where is it? It is a give me a computer hacking, because I'm going to use that as your encryption.
Okay. Oh, 28.
28's good. At a 49. Yep. All right. Good work. There's a signal. It is a kind of like a pulse signal. It is not all. You've heard of number stations, which is a broadcast of seemingly random information that, if you know what you're looking for, gives you a message. This is not entirely unlike that. So even though you don't have the key, you're still going to be able to make out some of what the signal's getting across. The signal is basically all clear, low. The signal's being, you think it might be sent farther than expected, and it is trying to think of the exact term for what I want, and it's just, I'm dancing around it in my brain. Someone is sending out a message that it's basically a no alarms, but you don't know if that's someone saying we're all good, or someone saying no one suspects, or if someone's saying come on in. You do get it is a regular repeating thing. You do kind of get the impression that it might be a relay station. That someone is taking a signal and bouncing it back out.
So they might not be transmitting from the town.
They are definitely transmitting from the town, but the signal might not originate in town. They might be picking it up from elsewhere and sending it back out.
Gotcha.
And it seems to be coming from the wizard's tower. All right. So everyone kind of. Oh, sorry.
Does the actual wizard live there?
As far as you've been told, yeah. That was I forgot what I named him. What was it? It's on this list. Was it Blanchard the wizard? Yes, it was
Blanchard or
Blanchard.
Blanchett? Okay.
Not like Kate Blanchett, though.
Could be.
You know what? Blanchard looks like Kate Blanchett.
Cool. What does Kate Blanchett look like?
So Thor Ragnarok, she was Hela.
Oh, okay. The coolest fucker ever. Gotcha.
She's also in a lot of good like indie movies that are very good, and she's excellent. Lord of the Rings, yeah.
You had me at Hella.
Sorry, I'm trying to write down.
Need no
illusion.
more.
Illusionist Kate Blanchett. There we go. Okay. So
Illusionist.
there's pudding is served.
Nice.
It is actual pudding. It is
What
homemade.
flavor? Chocolate?
There is chocolate and butterscotch. Kid, do you stir them together?
Yes.
And it's very good. It is homemade. It is not from a packet. The gelatin is made from the bones of animals. That kind of thing.
Nice.
The whole meal was very good. Frank is an excellent cook. And you can tell like everything in the kitchen is kind of like sized perfectly for him. Like he knows like everything in the cabinets is perfectly where he would grab it.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a step stool around, but you can tell that kid's mom is definitely not the cook.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Are we? So we're all sitting around for this the dessert.
Yes, if anyone wants to bring up anything, or if it's just kind of like a.
I want to try just to make up for the awkwardness that I created before. I want to go. Hey, Mom, I met somebody that I thought was pretty interesting. It was this big guy. He was a forge master. His name was Dimitri, and he had these golden hammers, kind of like yours a little bit.
What did he say?
Something he worships Svarog the divine, and he was like
The Russian god of the forge.
Yep,
He must be ancient.
I guess so. He was really nice, and I got to watch him work. It was really cool. And I told him about
Human
Lotus
from
Fire.
Earth?
What?
Human from Earth?
Was he a human from Earth?
And yes.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
He appeared to be human as far as you knew.
He was
He didn't
human,
give
but I
you
mean,
his backstory, yeah.
he was like
Yes. Basically like if Magnus von Magnuson was also a
Yep.
blacksmith. Yeah.
yeah. And I told him about Lotus Fire Forge, and I told him about our forge here.
Have you told a lot of people about us here?
No, more about Lotus Fire, and not really where it's located. I just tell them that, like, I'm the guy who does it. Shit, I should have been telling them where it was.
No, don't do that.
Okay. Oh, because we can get the goods out there
Yes.
And as long as people want the name, the people who know how to find us can order it. Ooh, that's good. I like that. That's actually cool. That's interesting.
Sure.
We could be like a niche thing.
It's niche, but yes.
That's not how it's spelled, though.
This is not how it's spelled. That is how it's pronounced.
Well, why doesn't it have 2 E's? English is a weird language.
It's actually
isn't it?
French.
Dwarven
Anyway.
is so much more. Oh. French is a weird language.
French is a weird language, but not many people speak it anymore in this area.
Well, I was gonna say, what the fuck happened to France in the Rips world? France?
A bit.
Is France
French
the
is mostly
country?
spoken by Quebecois.
Is France the country or the city?
The
Don't laugh
country.
at me.
Country.
Okay, thank you. Don't do it. Don't laugh at it. Don't laugh at me. Don't do it. Is Italy? Don't do it. Is Italy a country?
Country,
or...
yes.
Okay.
Italy's a country.
Anyway, so she, it seems to have gotten weird for her again.
Damn it, Mom. Trying to be cool. Oh wait, let me. I also met. I found a smithy called the Bronze Owl Smithy.
I'm
These two
familiar with their
dwarven
work.
sisters.
Yes.
Yeah, Dorastrix and Maristrix.
I don't believe I've ever met them personally.
Oh, they were really nice. I was making something. I was making a few things there, and they kept saying that I had really good endurance, and that I looked like I really knew what I was doing. And they just kept saying I had good endurance for some reason, but they were really nice. I also ate some ghost fudge. Oh, and I met a guy who has a sword that reminded me of your hammer. A little bit.
Really?
It was different. Yeah. His... I don't know if I can tell you his name, but I can tell you that he had a sword that was like an artifact, he said.
It would have to be. In this
Okay.
world, it would be powerful.
What
What
about in
kind
a
of-
different world?
Depends on the world. It would be powerful anywhere, but if stories would be told of it is the difference.
Do the stories make the items more powerful?
It's the items that make the stories, and those that wield them.
That's pretty cool. Well, all I know is that he was really good with it, and that I
Did it
think...
have a name?
Oh god. Oh dear.
Don't remember if I gave it a name. I honestly don't.
Yes, it does. He called it the Salvation.
I'm not familiar with it.
I don't think you would be. It was in a faraway place. I hate this. I don't want to lie to my mom. Can I tell my mom, Freya? This sucks. I hate this.
Secrets
Well-
are hard.
Yes.
It is hard.
Here's the thing, Miss Kidd.
Mrs.
Mrs. Kidd. I apologize.
No problem.
Kid has seen a lot of things I don't think he was ever expecting when he left. I understand he was just going to go find some friends. And instead, he has been, well, roped into. Is one of these things that if we say the names, it can bring people harm because knowledge of them can be dangerous.
I respect that position.
All right. So I was going to say that you understand rifts, correct? That there are different dimensions and such?
I wasn't. This isn't my home world. Or this is my home world, but it's not where I was born.
I did not know that.
Your mom basically never talks about herself? I think Kid
Yeah,
knew
he's
that, but he doesn't
listening.
know much more about it.
I think she never said where, but she's just been like, "This is my home now. That's what's important." You know what I mean? It's probably
yes.
what her answer always was, and he was like, "Okay." But so now he's like,
So, not every dimension is a good place.
No
There
dimension is a
are,
good place.
well, yes. Let's just say there are beings from one of these dimensions that have ill intentions toward our dimension.
Hmm.
And we are trying to stop them from coming here and taking root and taking over. This is some of the things that Kid has been drawn into, and I'm afraid to say that his
Zarian's
friend.
involved in it as well.
Yes, yes.
She mutters a harsh curse in Dwarven. It is harsh sounding.
me and my dad look down. It's mad.
Of course it will be. Of course. I could no more stop Kid from getting deeper into this than I could. I could no more stop my son getting deeper into this than I could pause the sun and moon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop.
Don't stop.
Really? Because I was half expecting you to be like, "You're never gonna leave this town again," or get back in the smithy and work on being the smith. You're okay with me
No,
continuing
I hate
to?
it.
Okay. Well, I don't like that.
But it's never been about what I want. Well, was for a while, but things change.
I mean, I still want to be a good blacksmith. I love blacksmithing.
You
but
already are a good blacksmith. Almost great. But it's going to hurt to watch you leave again. Because it has to hurt. Because if it didn't hurt, it would mean I didn't care.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I have to.
Don't be sorry. Survive. Come back sometime.
I will, all the time. I mean, my forge is here. I have to come back. At least until I get my business up and underneath me, and then I can, find my own town.
Mrs. Kidd, can you? Because his also other friend Renma is involved in this as well.
I don't think she's hurting anybody, though. I think she's.
I am just no. I'm going to admit this. When he saw them, I know for a fact that if everything was fine, kid would have rushed over and hugged them and everything like that. They were hostile toward him, which is why I shot at the blonde one, which is Zarian.
And he was in control of her?
I think so. I mean, you know, Winra, she wouldn't be okay with him hurting people.
Winra... It's difficult to talk about.
What is? What the hell is going on?
All of it.
We'll start with the part of it, and we can work our way up from there, whatever's easier.
I can't.
Who can? I need to get answers, and if I can't get them from you, I need to know who. At least I can. You got to give me a direction.
It's why
My
he's
next-
doing this.
Do you travel? You've traveled to other worlds?
Yes, I took him with me.
It wasn't like she didn't kidnap me. We all
I
decided to
understand.
go.
I understand. It's the world I was born on is known as the Palladium. It's a world of lower technology but higher magic. Well, not so much higher magic anymore. There's probably some things you could learn there. I'm not sure how long it's been. Maybe someone knows and remembers. But oaths were made. Scores were to be settled.
Okay.
I had to leave to make it right. So I came here. And we all came here. And now with that damnable bracelet,
That bracelet? And I point to what's your character's name again?
Starissa?
Starissa. I point to Starissa's wrist.
look inside the bracelet.
When she says that, I'm trying to look for a latch or see if there's a way to.
You do see a tiny seam.
Okay. Can I pop it open?
You pop it open. It's a little click. It's a little mechanism that was kind of hidden in a bit of like join. And it comes off on the table, and inside is your mother's hammer mark.
You made this?
I can't say.
Did you make Zarian's sword?
I can't say.
Did you know where to find him this whole time?
I can't say.
So, what could possibly be the answer to what's going on? You can't tell me.
I
Because of what? Some promise?
am unable to.
I don't even know what that means.
Is it something like a magical oath, a blood oath, something like that that you actually physically cannot say?
That would be putting it lightly.
Wait. Does this have to do does this have to do with? Oh, you gotta give me a
Our
second.
family was on the run for thousands of years.
From Anaya?
No.
What were you running from? You have to at least tell me that.
The purifiers.
That doesn't sound good. I didn't like that answer at all. Not one bit. What is that? What are those? They sound like they're made of fire or something.
It's people. It's just people. But it was a long time ago, and it was not here.
What do they have to do with this sword and with Zarian's sword in this bracelet? Starissa, I am so sorry you got wrapped up into this. I bet you're like, where even am I and what is going on? Because that's.
I am a little confused, but I'm having
So am I.
It's cool. This is new stuff, new people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, I kind of like that outlook. Though I'm kind of upset that I'm hearing all of this about this now from my mom.
Kid, remember what we've seen and why we can't say everything to your mom that we want to. She's in a similar position. I think even hers is more dire than ours.
Turns out I don't have psychic powers.
Turns out you don't have psychic powers?
Yeah, I'm like that book right there. Yeah, it's fine.
Fuck!
I could just pull up the PDF if I needed it badly enough.
You're right.
Starissa, may I touch the bracelet?
Sure. Walk over. Go
Just
for it.
be careful, Greeks, because it's probably made from the blood of a god dragon. And I looked to my mom. I figured that part out.
Gives you nothing.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Mom.
I'm gonna use read object.
Oh boy. Okay.
Can I ask her one question? Can I
Yes,
ask her one
the
question before we begin?
first.
Mrs. Kidd, if we figure it out on our own, will that cause harm to you?
No.
Okay. So
I
if
mean,
we
we-
figure
She doesn't say no. She says not directly.
not directly.
It is not something you need to fear.
Well, do you need to fear it? Is this something coming after you? You're my mom. I'm not going to let anything hurt you.
I'll be fine.
That's not an answer.
She knows she knows the path we're about to walk, and so she can become prepared. Is that right, Mrs. Kidd?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to do what you need to because of me. Know that I love you and I'm sorry. And I want what's best for you.
I don't know what that means.
You're in it now, she just says.
I look to my
Greeks.
dad. Is he scared?
Your dad seems to be in the other room as though he hadn't heard anything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, figures. Figures.
All right. Greeks, roll a percentile. You want lower is better.
Yep. Ooh. That's not good. 89.
89 is very high. You do get some impression. You see Jeddah closing it over Starissa's arm. You see Jeddah being handed it by a man in a long, dusty coat with a flat hat. You see that man in a cave of mirrors. You see the thread that you feel that touched you and the rest of the group. You see a different string of it running along that line, running through Starissa and onward, but you don't know where to.
Okay, is the facial features of the man visible at all?
He's got his hat down, but yes. Well, he did. He had his hat down when he handed it to. Actually, no. When you saw him handing it to Jeddah, he looked older than he did in the previous times. He looks. It's someone. He looks like he's probably of Mexican descent, and has has sideburns. He's got sideburns and a mustache. Nothing here. And it looks like it's starting to gray. His eyes are intense. Not like supernaturally intense, though. His jawline is... So, have you ever seen the Clint Eastwood westerns? Not Clint Eastwood, but Yul Brynner. He kind of has Yul Brynner's features.
Okay.
And he's normal human height. And thinking back, you did see a gleam of metal on his chest.
And he's someone someone we've seen before.
No.
But younger.
You saw him in other visions, like him finding it in the cave. He was younger when that happened. A significant amount. There, his face was differently cropped. He was clean shaven at that point, and he looked much younger. Like probably in early 20s in the first one.
Yeah. So yeah, Greeks will describe what they saw. So. So this man, when he was younger, found the bracelet in the cave, and then
in a cave full of mirrors.
Was it a cave full of mirrors when he found it?
It was a cave of mirrors.
Cave of mirrors.
Mom, is there any way that we can? I'm sorry. Go on.
And it was in the same cave that he gave it to Jeddah?
No. It was in a house.
Yeah.
He was sitting down in what looked to be a comfy chair. He wasn't wearing his dusty coat that time. You saw a dusty coat hanging in the corner then. Because it was his... No, okay, never mind. You saw him standing, but it was his house. You get that impression. You can just psychically get these things. I don't have to describe, like, details.
Almost like a dream where you know where you are and you know the context of where you are.
This person was in their home. You describe him?
Yeah.
Starissa, the older version of it sounds a little familiar, like someone you had seen Jeddah talking to, but it wasn't one of the people you knew. Like, she never introduced you.
Okay. I think I saw him. I think I met him. Well, not really met him, but that sounds familiar.
Did he say what his name was, or not really sure?
No, I wasn't actually introduced.
Did Jeddah ever mention anybody?
No, she didn't give me a lot of information on the bracelet.
This
She
wasn't.
told me to keep it safe, and it would help keep me safe.
Did you see him more than once with Jeddah?
Did I?
Probably not.
No, I remember seeing him the one time.
It was in New Durango.
We were in New Durango. We were fighting some vampires. I don't like them.
They sound pretty bad.
They're pretty awful.
They are.
Yeah. Kid's mom says.
Saw this cave of mirrors. Do you know anything about that? Anyone?
No, but mirrors can make me think of one thing,
Yeah.
especially a cave full of them. Oh, what I was gonna say. Mom, isn't it possible that we could destroy every mirror in town? The big ones? The big ones, at least?
Right.
I mean,
Like, if there was a mirror big enough for, me or you or a full-grown, 6-foot-tall person to crawl through. I know it's specific, but I do think it's important.
They can
I mean-
be used as gates.
oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of mirror mages once. I think.
Sure, we can go with
But-
that.
I haven't. The best defense this town has is anonymity.
Okay. Okay. Should I have not come back here then?
No. Glad I saw you. I'm glad you have a path.
I didn't want a path.
I didn't want it for you.
My friends had to go and lose their marbles. And, Zarian let a demon out on a train. Did I mention that?
You
It's
did say-
crazy. So. Oh, I get to go to a garden.
Okay.
That's not part of the thing that I can't tell you. Yeah, a garden of the gods, and
The Garden of the Gods on Lopan?
no idea. Just garden of the gods, and then I have to go talk to Anaya or find a statue of them and talk to it. Okay, so this is a thing now. Good thing or bad thing? I cannot read your face. I have never been able to. I just know that you are intense right now.
Beware the ghost knights.
Okay, let me write this down because this seems like it will be important to me and my life.
They're real.
Okay, that sounds horrifying. Okay, garden. Okay, beware the ghost knights. What, like, avoid them entirely? Be nice to them?
Don't be nice to them.
Okay, don't be nice to them. Bad boys. Boys with a Z. Okay.
Be careful where you leave things there.
Don't leave anything.
Unless you mean it.
Unless you mean it, question mark.
It would probably be best if you don't mention me when you're on Palladium.
Wait, this is Palladium?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I get to visit your... Oh, right, that's not very good because of the whole chased by some sort of evil thing. Will these purifiers be there?
I never said it wasn't evil, and probably not anymore.
Okay.
Will they recognize the name Kid?
No.
Okay.
It's my husband's.
Good. Yeah.
How are you gonna get there?
I'm not your travel agent.
I think that's why Starissa is here.
Maybe.
Starissa, you know how to get to the Garden of the Gods?
No, but I do know how dimensional portals work. So I might be able to figure it out.
That's a start. If you want to help us, I would really appreciate it.
Well, that's
But
why
you
I'm
don't
here.
have to. Oh, well, cool. Well, that was easy. Awesome. Huh. Maybe you're on the same path that we are.
I don't know about a path. I just know that Jetta was really nice and asked me if I could do this for her and said I would be really good at it.
Cool. All right. Well, if Jetta believes in you, then you have my full confidence.
She beams, super bright, giant smile.
Aw, at first it was a joke, but now he's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Like, this kid's awesome. So I have beware the ghost knights. Don't leave anything laying around unless you mean it, and don't mention you at all. Cool.
Don't mention our family. Or this town.
Don't mention Lock.
Should he stop mentioning being part of the Locust Forge?
It's his brand. It's who he is.
Okay. No more
Lotus.
Lockhinge.
Fire is okay!
No more Lockhinge.
Exclamation point. Okay. All right, this is looking pretty good. And do you know how I should talk to Anaya, the dragon god? Is Anaya real? I assume Anaya's real, right? Because is that their blood?
That's
Would I
who
know
you...
that?
Are you gonna put it back on, dear? She says to Starissa. Are you
Yeah.
gonna put it back on?
Uh-huh. I was told to keep it safe, and I'll put it over, snap it back on.
If you don't want to remove it, it won't be removed.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't want to lose it. So,
You won't. Unless you're supposed to.
There's a whole lot of fate going on over here. A whole lot of like predestined talk. All right. Okay. So we could go to this garden, and we'll be very careful. I promise. We'll be really careful. We won't piss off any ghost knights. We won't leave shit around. I won't mention anything about you or Lockhinge. And then we'll leave as soon as we talk to a dragon god. And I have to ask him to find Zarian. And if he knows how to stop him. Because Zarian's hard to fight, I think, normally. So I don't know if I can stop him by myself, even. Oh, with my friends, we might be able to.
The boy was always well trained.
He was. And he's not alone. but I don't think Wenra will hurt anybody, and I know she won't. And I don't think he would kill any. I don't think he would try to kill me. I hope he wouldn't. Is there anything else you can tell me about the garden, or how you happen to make stuff out of dragon's blood? Anything that you can tell me? No?
If I could, I wouldn't.
Okay. Alright, well, fine. I guess we'll probably leave in the morning.
Okay.
Alright. I love you, Mom. And I get up and I give her a hug and I give her a little kiss on the cheek and
She
then I-
hugs you, like, she puts her arm around your back. She doesn't get up, and you lean down to hug her. And she puts her arm on your back and gives you a good, solid hug. It is loving and warm in the way she can be, and it is intense in the way she can be, and it lingers a moment too long. And your mother does not cry. You've never seen her cry.
Mhm.
She continues to not cry, but you
Mhm.
can feel.
Holy shit. Like, it got her close to crying.
You can. This is
Goddamn.
as emotional as you've ever seen her be.
I think that freaks him out. I think he's freaked out. I think he walks away. I don't think he knows how to handle that. Like, I think he gives her the hug, he gives her the kiss, and he just sort of walks away to go and tell his dad that they're probably going to be leaving in the morning. He doesn't know what to do.
Greeks, that was good stuff. You ready for round 2? I have a reserve in the basement.
Oh, sure.
I can spike it with a suit if you want.
Mrs. Kidd,
Get
for-
shit-faced.
Before-
How do you
before
deal with
you-
your emotions? Whoa.
before you have round 2, can we have a private, like, word for a moment?
Yes, dear. Excuse us. She bows slightly to all of you. And gestures for you to follow her into what looks like the study. At the table, before we go to that, at the table, anyone else doing anything?
I think I might go for a little walk.
I think Peppermint would like get ready to go, like, because I think Peppermint would plan on like making camp outside because she'd prefer to stay outside, and I think she would get ready to go out and do that.
All right.
Greeks will want to have a quick sidebar with Freya. Ask quietly, do you think Yolanda will know anything about a cave of mirrors?
When I talk to her again, I'll ask.
Okay. Good enough.
All right.
So,
You head into the study.
mm-hmm.
That's right.
I know this has been an emotional night. Thank you for everything, and I'm trying to keep your son. I mean, I can't keep him safe. He's a grown man. But there are just times. Is there a phrase or a word that will focus him and actually help me communicate what is absolutely important at the moment? Because there have been times when I I I don't think you really like the tooth thing, and I keep trying, and I I didn't think I was gonna have this role in anyone's life. Any just I anything, because we're now going to go on an even more dangerous path. And he got angry at me when I tried to protect him from Zarian. I mean, it's just we're please.
That boy and Winra are his blind spot.
Yeah.
It's always been true. He will be mad if you do this.
Right.
But when he would lose focus, I would yell at him to focus in Dwarven, and she gives you the Dwarven word for focus.
Holy shit, like I'm a fucking dog. Like I'm a fucking dog. Fuss, fuss. Like...
But here's the thing, it's the kind of thing that works on people.
It'll work, yeah.
Like that one thing your parent used to say to you.
So
You hear it again, you're like, Doesn't
Thank
make you
you.
happy to hear it, but it does make you stop.
Yeah. Like when they say your full fucking name, and it's like okay.
Thank you, because I just know there's just been times when I just want to do that. Yes. Thank you.
If you've ever met a person you didn't want to strangle, I congratulate you on your patience.
No, as I said, he's made me see things differently, and the way he's handled, the way he negotiated with a king crab creature and got us out of it with fudge. Like only he could do that. And I know there's only things that in the world that he can do, but as you said, those are his blind spots, and trying to get him to listen to me when it's come to that has been difficult. So thank you for this word.
He's going to see what is in front of him. I don't think the word would stop him with them. But you now know. You are his friend. That's nice. Might not keep him alive. But he will live or he won't. It's true of everything. It's been a long time before I found this place. I hope someday you find a solitude, even if it is for a while.
Me too.
Don't lead like me. Lead like you.
I understand if you might have to leave this place. Is there any sort of sign that it would be that you left on your own? Or any sign that you had to leave under duress?
I'm a stubborn woman. If I leave, it's under duress. And I'm probably going to take half of it with me.
Fuck yeah.
Understood.
Well, it's getting late and I've got a small green friend to try to outdrink.
Good luck with that. Even I can't do that.
The value's in the effort.
Exactly. Yeah, take my leave.
She goes down, gets a big old dwarven casket. Greeks, she pulls out lawn chairs. The ones that are kind of like, I think they're Adirondack chairs that lean back pretty far. It's a beautiful, clear night. And Peppermint, you see it too. It's a beautiful, clear night. As she pours the strongest alcohol you've ever tasted, and it basically knocks you on your ass and makes you feel like liquid. But you and her, she tells you a story, and you're not sure if you remember all of it, but I will get that story to Greeks.
Okay.
I will write it out and send it to you.
Okay.
Starissa, you're walking. The night is beautifully clear. You hear the sound of something making a weird moan, but you look over and it's just Barak. No longer leaning against a tree, but literally scooping into a garbage can.
Aw.
Scooping out trash and just like eating it.
Just never stops eating.
Well, it does stop eating. If it's moving, though, it's probably eating.
Mm-hmm.
You walk through the town, you see a couple of people who nod at you. And you see the wizard's tower aglow in a way that other people don't see it glowing. It's giving off a radiance of a wide, large effect that you don't experience from this side. You're inside of this spell. You walk by the fields, you can see that there are markings of blessings on the edges of the field. You see... you don't see too much ostentatious magic. All the magic here is very subtle and expertly done. And it's a beautiful night. Now, is there something you're looking for?
Just a little bit of solitude so I can relax a little.
You make your way into the darker bits of the forest. And Greeks, you've been drinking for a while now. And you hear a sound. Off in the distance you see something dark moving. But it's not important. It's just a thing. And
It's not Barack.
well, you look over in that direction and you see on the ground Barak has now come over. And is Jelly is currently on Barak's back, like around its neck, eating picking bits of food
Yes.
out of its fur.
The perfect friendship.
And Kid, you settle into your bedroom. And you remember it hasn't changed since you left, and that wasn't long after she left.
He just like grabs a pillow and kind of like holds it and just sort of stares.
And I think with that, that's where we're going to end tonight. All right. I don't like throwing in a cliffhanger for the sake of a cliffhanger. I think the cliffhanger is all the shit you've got to do next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I like
it's a
that. I
lot.
like that more.
Yeah. All right. All right. So thank you everybody for joining us for this game of Riffs. I want to say special thank you to Kate, our guest, Starissa. Thank you so much for joining us. You did fantastic. And if you're, we'll talk about your availability. I think you can probably make it. So, anyway, my brain is starting to shut down because I'm like, oh, it's over.
I get it. I get
So,
it.
Let's go
DM
around
brain rot.
Yeah.
It's
and
a
give
thing.
our outros. Let people know where they can find you and anything you want to plug. So let's start with Peppermint.
Hello, I am Nerdy Teddy. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy or in the Nerds with Dice Discord. And here 3 times a week, I am in this game. I run Beyond the Void on Thursday nights, and I run Millennium Nights, Turbo Jungle on Friday nights, and then on Monday nights you can find me over on the Bardic Knox channel playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I have an itch page with a few games there. The big thing you can find there is the Tax Sisters, which is a little some NPCs you can add to a game of Visigoths for Small Goths. And have a good night, everyone.
All right. Up next, Starissa. Do you have anything to plug? Or?
I really don't have anything to plug. You can follow me at ReveryCutie on Twitter. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot going on at the moment.
It's totally cool. All right. Thank you, Kid.
Hello, I'm Evan. I am Evan Jennings 64 on the Twitter, and Zombie Love Juice on Instagram. I have like some art up on Art of Zombie Love Juice at Twitter and Instagram, and I run an evil campaign of D&D 5e. You can find it on a Beyond EMH YouTube channel, where I run my friends through a world where they get to be horrible, and they do just that. But it's funny, and if you like that kind of shit, then maybe take a look. But it is still horrible. Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right, Freya.
Hi, Michelle. You can follow me on Twitter at shell_game. I have this every other Wednesday. I'm on Megardia, Tales of Omeria at 6 p.m. Eastern. So not this week, but next week. And then, yeah, if anything else comes out, I'll be on Twitter and all that stuff.
All right. Thank you. And Greeks.
I'm Ting. You can find me on Twitter at TingSats. All my other links are there right now. And just got this on Tuesdays. Yep.
All right. Thank you so much. And my name is Kevin Myers. I've been your GM. You can find me at Bisonic Kevin, and you can find my wife's amazing knitting patterns and knitwear designs at lattesandllamas.com. She does amazing stuff along with her knitting partner. So thank you everyone for joining us. And we hope to see you next week. Nerdy, do we have a raid?
Yep, we're going to be raiding Dumpstat Charisma, and we will see everybody next week. Bye.
Bye.